All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Say, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which the apostle elders a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai. 2025, which is the hopeful year of our deliverance and the judgment and the destruction of Esau. So let's jump right into this lesson. Today's lesson is going to be snap, benefits will lapse, ice raids, and great wrath, or coming down, having great wrath, something on those lines. Because the videos coming out with these different raids and different immigration stuff is getting pretty severe, but this is the Lord putting the spirit on Esau to do what he's doing. At the end of the day, it's all in the spirit, all right? That's why it says the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. So let's watch this video. This is concerning an ICE raid or ICE incident concerning an immigration hearing. And I want you to listen to what she says. What they're doing now is that they're tracking these migrants with electronic devices, electronic ankle monitors. So let's watch this.
Carol 3813.
Monitoring. Do you speak any English?
They do not.
Okay. Well, we can do translating. Come with us?
No.
Okay.
No, so under what? So,
all we're going to do is put ATD monitors.
See that? All we're going to do is put ankle monitors on them.
And then let them go on their way.
And if you listen what she says at the beginning, she says monitoring.
13.
Monitoring. Do you speak any English?
they do not.
Okay. Well, we can do translating. Come with us?
No.
Okay.
No, so under what? So,
all we're going to do is put ATD monitors on them and then let them go on their way. It's that simple.
okay.
Then why are your faces covered?
That's false.
What's wrong with me
We're
filming?
going to protect our families, ma'am, and you know what?
We're protecting our families too, ma'am.
They need to come with
Where's
us.
the they were going?
It's called ISA. You're not coming with us, they're coming with us. Argentina all day. I'd be more than happy to count them if you like.
I'm sorry?
I can put them in our facility if you like, if they're not going to comply with our alternative detention.
Are you threatening to detain them now for no reason?
I'm saying
That sounds like a
it's
threat to
not.
detention.
So they're going to come with us and they'll
DH
be
Carol
released once they have
3813.
ATD monitoring. Do you speak any English?
They do not.
Okay. Well, we can do translating. Come with us?
No.
Okay.
No, so under what? So,
all we're going to do is put ATD monitors on them and then let them go on their way. It's that simple.
See that? Monitoring system. So you see, and then you see a picture of Gad in the background too. So
It's that
that's
simple.
all spiritual.
okay.
Then why are your faces covered?
That they're putting electronic monitors on these migrants. And the apostle brought that out, that in the time coming that they're going to offer that tracking system. And Nero said the same thing, that they need a system to track. So it's already being groomed and already being done, because I didn't know that they were doing that they put monitors and let them go so they could track them and see and get them again. So I don't know if this is something recent or this has been in a few past years. I'll have to look into it a little further and do another video just dedicated to that alone. But the main thing is that you see that there's a different energy coming out when it comes to these migrants, but also this is uniting Jake in a strange way. We know that the truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the ultimate redeeming and the bringing back, all right? The breath, that's what entered into the bones that stood on their feet and lived. It's the breath, which is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But you have Jake, that's, especially the Latin tribe used to look down on Jake. I'm talking the Southern tribe, okay? They used to look down on Jake and thought they had some kind of, better status than Jake. Now they're seeing that it was all a construct, a facade. So now they're seeing that the horns this man that is showing is not good, man. So there's a video, but Jake is actually helping Issachar, Okay, let me see if I can't pull that video up. So this is a video of, it says he's with us now, he's black. So you got Jake that is protecting Issachar from an ice raid that was just getting ready to happen. You see Issachar standing there with his hot plate. But this is, as I seen it, I laughed, but it's also a spiritual thing because the Lord is uniting and bringing back again the tribes in different ways, all right? And like I said before, the main thing is coming back to who you are and your nationality as a nation, that we are all one people, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're just separate tribes, but we are a nation, okay? So let's watch this video.
Y'all, they hopping out this bitch.
What the fuck?
And almost just whacked their ass.
Y'all, they just try to get his ass.
Yeah, they trying to get my boy. He with us now. He black. Fuck, we ran with him.
Ooh.
Y'all, they hopping out this bitch.
What the fuck?
And almost just whacked their ass.
Y'all, they just try to get his ass.
Yeah, they trying to get my boy. He with us now. He black. Fuck, we ran with him.
Jake is wild, man. But let me pull this out real quick. This is Ezekiel 37:17, and it says, because this is what we're doing on the highways. Ezekiel didn't have a sign, all right? And it says, join them together into one stick, so they shall become one in your hand. NLT, now hold them together in your hand as if they were one piece of wood, because we are one nation. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are of the nation of Israel. That is your biblical lineage, okay? You're not these other bywords and nations that you call yourselves. That's why the Lord is redeeming us by way of this truth. And all this hardship is motivating Jake to that point. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah 3 and verse 18. We'll start in NLT. It says, in those days, the people of Judah and Israel will return together from exile in the north. They will return to the land I gave your ancestors as an inheritance forever. Okay, so you're seeing that redeeming now, and by way of under Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, because who the world ignorantly calls Jesus has redeemed us back, and his name, his biblical name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, he is our deliverer. Okay, and this is amplified. And in those days, the house of Judah will walk with the house of Israel, and they will come together from the land of the north, where we at now, North America. So a lot of the displacement and the work needs to be done in the north, not every other land. They're going to come from the land of the north, because that's where a lot of the deliverance is going to take place, is here in Babylon the Great. All right. And it says, they will come together from the land of the north to the land that I gave to their fathers as an inheritance. What's an inheritance? Something you pass down from family to family. Okay, so it's not, or family member to family member, not family member to an outsider. That's why you have those situations where if somebody leaves an inheritance to a non-family member, you have a chaos and an uproar, because they know that inheritance is supposed to be transferred from one family member to another. Okay, without that being severed. So with us allowing these nations to come in, that'd be severing the inheritance and giving it unto those that don't belong unto that banner and under that inheritance. Okay, so what you see together now is the Lord bringing the nation of Israel back together by way of this hardship. And it reminds me of the scripture where it says that the more that the Egyptians afflicted them, the more that they grew. So the more bad things you do to the nation of Israel, they're going to grow from it, okay? It's a fail-safe system that the Lord built into us. This is Isaiah 11 and verse 12. It says, he will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exiles of Israel, not the exiles of the world, not the exiles of the nations. He's not going to bring everybody together. He says the exiles of Israel, because how are we exiled? Because we turned our back on the law, statutes, and commandments. Ergo, we went under the curses that were prophesied to come upon us. So we were taken, thrown out of the land, and then now we're being reconciled again under the blood of Yahushua to be redeemed and brought back. Now that assembling of the nation is coming, he will assemble the scattered people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth. All right, amplified. And it says, he will lift up a signal for the nations and assemble the outcast of Israel, and will gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. And you're seeing that take place now with all these skirmishes, all these things that are coming out of these raids and different things. Even Nero, he's here now to pour gasoline on the fire, because Jake being comfortable, that's not what's going to happen. Jake don't learn from being comfortable. Uncomfortableness stirs Jake up. That's why it says, you thou art a lion, an old lion that is crouched down, from the prey thou art gone up. So the Lord is stirring up. Who is going to stir up Judah and the nation of Israel? The Lord is, by way of sending Esau. Esau is nothing but a sword that's used for a purpose. That's why the scriptures say, shall the axe boast itself against him that humeth therewith. So Esau's being used for a point, for to move forth prophecy. Okay. And now to touch on these SNAP benefits, they are not been reinstated. So shit's finna get wild out here, man. Shit's finna get wild. These days that we living in, we gonna look at these days and be like, damn, those were the calm days. Because now in November, I'll say tomorrow, shit's gonna be cracking. All right. You got people that are furloughed. You got TSA workers that are not coming into work because that's funded. You have a lot of people that are gonna miss some meals, man. So that's ordo ab chaos, Hegelian dialectic. So you seeing all these things that are moving are for a purpose. So Jake is about to lose it, man. It says, due to the ongoing federal shutdown. Now, this is from myDSSmo.gov. So this is directly from the Missouri Social Services website. Okay, this is in my area. It says, due to the ongoing federal shutdown, Food and Nutrition Services has informed all state agencies to temporarily suspend the issuing of SNAP benefits for November 2025, as they are 100% federally funded, and as a result, DSS will not be able to distribute November SNAP benefits until further notice from FNS. This temporary suspension does not include any other changes. DSS will continue to accept and process SNAP applications, report changes in certification received on or after November 1st, 2025 as normal. Once the shutdown is complete, the DSS receives further guidance from FNS. DSS will work quickly to restore SNAP benefits. FNS will be in communication with Missouri and all states as updated information becomes available. So you're seeing what's taking place now. They have not dispersed those funds, man. Okay? They have not dispersed the funds, so it is not going to be issued. All the threats, all the things on social media, which they've been monitoring, they've been watching. Okay, so they know Jake is being roused up, and he might do something, but that's what they want. They want the things to take place. Okay, and it says millions of Americans who rely on nation's largest food program are bracing for uncertainty as the ongoing government shutdown. And then this was published on November 2nd, 2025 at 8:48 a.m. It says millions of Americans who rely on nation's largest food program are bracing for uncertainty as the ongoing government shutdown threatens to halt their benefits. Funding for the supplemental for SNAP, a lifeline for low-income households, is set to expire on Saturday, cutting off support for more than 440 million Americans. 40 million Americans. The program looming lapse underscores how politically gridlocked in Washington can ripple across kitchen tables and grocery aisles nationwide. So now you got to think, Walmart and these other places, they're not going to receive that influx of money that they're used to having. Okay, and that offset a lot of cost because they knew that there was a set amount of money that was going to come to them because the food stamp card could only be used for groceries and food products. So that's going to hit the food industry on top of that with the raising tariffs and all these other things. These are the what does it say? It's a powder keg. Okay, it's a powder keg, and they're looking to spark the shit out of it. Okay, because they want that instability, they want that chaos, so they can bring in that order. Okay, it says 41.7 million Americans, or 1 in 8 households, rely on SNAP each month in 2024 of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. In the same year, federal spending on SNAP totaled $99.8 billion, and it's all fake too. When you see these food crises, and different things, because they showed you that during the pandemic, is that they can deposit money in everybody's account on the month without you having to fill out paperwork, go stand in line, or do anything extra. So they can just punch in a couple numbers on the screen. It's not that backed by anything, and it's already federal spending at an all-time high. And then they brought out with the whole Doge thing about what they were using the money for. So they've been pretty much criminal, or doing criminal activities, and on the guise of help and all these things, but they're just funneling money from that button machine pretty much. There's nothing backing it. It's not like they got to give the gold out and there's only a set amount of gold, so they can change everybody's life overnight. But they're choosing to do that. And that reminds me of this scripture here. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me pull this here. This is the book of Ezekiel 16 and verse 49. Now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. This is a international version. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. See? And then the Apocrypha says that a man of war that suffereth poverty. So a lot of these vets are on food, SNAP benefits, and all these different government programs, and they're getting cut too. So the Lord remembers those things. So Sodom and Gomorrah was not just judged for its wickedness, its debauchery also, but not strengthening the hand of the poor, amplified. Behold, this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters, outlying cities, had arrogancy, abundance of food, which you see today. The food waste is astronomical. What places like Wendy's and all these other places, Panera Bread, and I've worked at those places, that they throw out so much food at night, but they'll give out so much so they can get tax return back, just enough so they could actually file for taxes and get refunded back for that lost food, but they throw away the rest. So people can have more than enough food to eat, but through the food crisis, or through this food industry, they throw away certain food and don't give it out for free, okay? The food they don't sell at the end of the night, if it hits bad or hits a certain temperature, they just throw it out instead of giving it to the people that need it. So they have an abundance of food, but they said careless ease, but she did not help the poor and needy. So the Lord will judge you for that, man. And Babylon is he's got a list of things to be judged for. But all these things you're seeing now is, you got to see that them not helping the poor and needy, that's going to escalate, and that's going to escalate the time of judgment for this place, which is happening now. Okay, so you see these benefits, all these things that are being taken out, that are being pushed to the side, and that's setting up for the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, you see this different raids, all these things that are going against the Latin tribes, the Southern tribe, all these things are being moved towards that goal. They need that chaos to bring in that order. If they don't have it, they can't do it. All right, so this is just breaking news. Going into the SNAP benefits. Lord willing, I'll see if I see more information. I'll try to do an updated video to this, but just wanted to bring that information out and show you times are perilous, man. We living in those days. So with that, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem B'chakurash. Until the next time, I say shalom and more not than ever. Keep faith. Shalom.